Hey, what's up guys? Today we are back with episode number 5 of our Nothing But Trucks series. On today's episode, we will be looking at international trucks. Now, let's get started. If you would like to know more about the history of international trucks, check out our truck history playlist to watch the history of international and other truck makers. International trucks have been built and sold by the International Harvester Company, which was later renamed Navstar International in 1986. In 1909, they would come out with the Auto Wagon. The Auto Wagon, a variant of the Auto Buggy of 1907, was the first truck built by International Harvester. It was basically a light wooden wagon with a primitive gasoline engine mounted below the body. They were sometimes called high-wheelers. Introduced in 1909, it was designed for farmers using poor roads, but soon became popular in urban areas. The Auto Wagon was built until 1916 and would include the models AA, AW, MW, MAX, and MWX. Some years after the production of the Auto Wagon, the F-Series was introduced. The Model F was a completely different type of truck than the Auto Wagon, with a steel ladder frame. It had a Renault-type tapered hood. A front-mounted engine drove through a transmission and driveshaft to a geared differential rear axle. The Model F was International's first real truck. The F also featured shaft drive to an internal gear rear axle, 3-speed sliding gear transmission, rear wheel mechanical brakes, solid rubber tires, and left side steering. It was built in the so-called French style, with a sloping hood and the radiator for the water-cooled engine placed in the rear of the engine compartment. This series began production in 1913, and it does not have an end date. In 1934, the C-Series was introduced. The C-Series was a range of trucks that had a new all-steel cab. There were also mechanical advances during its production. All types of bodies were used. Door-to-door milk delivery models were common. Cab-over-engine models were available. The C-Series was replaced by the D-Series in 1937. This series went from 1934 until 1936. Next came the D-Series in 1937. The D-Series was a range of light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. They had rounded styling and a new cab with a 2-piece V-shaped windshield. Cab-over-engine models were also available. All types of bodies, including semi-tractors, were available. The D-Series was replaced by the K-Series in 1940. A year after the D-Series made its debut came the Metro line. The Metro was a range of step vans introduced in 1938. It had a rounded cab-over-engine body with sliding doors on a then-current light or medium chassis. Bodies were built at the Metropolitan Body Company, and a cab chassis were offered for vendor bodies. In 1963, the original style bodies were replaced with flat panel models. In 1972, Metropolitan Body closed. This line would include the Model D, K, KB, L, R, S, and A half to 1.5 ton chassis with an M in model number. In 1941, they would come out with their K and KB series. The K-Series was a complete range of trucks, introduced in December 1940. It was an update of the D-Series of 1937, with cosmetic changes. In 1947, the K was updated as the KB. All types of bodies were used, including semi-tractors. Cab-over models were offered until 1943. The KB was replaced by the L-Series in 1950. The L-Series followed, and was a complete range of trucks introduced in late 1949. The first new trucks since the war era. D, K, KB models. They introduced a cab with a 1-piece curved windshield that continued in service until 1971. They were also the first trucks with the Raymond Loewy IH insignia that was used into the 1970s. All types of bodies were used. Models above the 170 were available as semi-tractors. Cab-over-engine models were available from 1950. The L-Series was replaced by the R-Series in 1952. The R-Series was a complete range of trucks that were introduced in 1953. It was an update of the L-Series with the same cab, cosmetic changes to the front end, and more engines available. Cab-over-engine models were available. All types of bodies were used. Models R190 and above were available as semi-tractors. In 1955, the light and medium-sized models were replaced with the S-Series. The heavy-duty versions were replaced by the Fleetstar A in 1968. During the same time, when the R-Series was introduced, the V-Series also made its debut. The V-Series, a range of heavy-duty, high-powered trucks, was introduced in 1953. It used the same cab as the R-Series, but had a shorter hood with a large rectangular grille opening. The series was developed for the new large V8 type engine. Cab-over-engine models were available. They were replaced by the Fleetstar in 1968. A few years after the R and V series, the A and B series was introduced. The A series was a line of light and medium trucks that were introduced in 1957. A special A100 Golden Jubilee model had a gold and white paint scheme. It had modern styling and introduced a new, wider cab that would be used until 1976. A 1959 update changed the name to B Series. A variant, the AC BC, a modified conventional with a shorter hood, led directly to the Lodestar, which replaced them in 1962. Light-duty B Series models were replaced by the C Series in 1965. In 1961, a small utility vehicle called the Scout was introduced. It was an open two-door with a flat panel body. It could have removable pickup or full-length roofs in both folding and hard types. The Scout was designed to be a utility truck with four-wheel drive, but most were sold as personal recreational vehicles with full-length roofs. The Scout and updated Scout 2 continued in production, largely unchanged until discontinued in 1980. The year after, they would come out with their Lodestar. The Lodestar was a medium-duty short-hood conventional, introduced in 1962. Cab-over-engine models were also available until replaced by the Cargo Star in 1971. The Lodestar was used for local delivery, construction, farming, and as a semi-tractor. The Lodestar was replaced by the S-Series in 1977. Then again, the year after, they would debut the Fleetstar. The Fleetstar was a heavy-duty short-hood conventional. It was introduced in 1962 and entered production in 1963. The cab, gray grille, and butterfly hood were the same as used on the Lodestar. In 1969, a one-piece tilting hood became standard. The Fleetstar was used as both a local straight truck with mid-range engines and as a semi-tractor with heavy-duty engines. The Fleetstar was replaced by the S-Series in 1977. In the late 60s, they would come out with the Transtar and Transtar 2. The Transtar cab-over-engine models were heavy-duty, over-the-road semi-tractors that were introduced in 1968. Day cab models were available, but most had a sleeper compartment. In 1974, the improved raised cab CO4070B Transtar 2 was introduced, and the low cab version was discontinued. The Transtar 2 was replaced by the CO9670 in 1984. The following year, the D Series would be rolled out. The D Series was a light-duty conventional introduced in 1969. It had an entirely new body with a simple flat panel design, similar to the smaller Scout. They were used as pickup trucks and chassis cabs for dump, platform, and specialty bodies. The Travel All Station Wagon and Travelette Crew Cab pickup were also offered. The D Series was International's last light truck and was discontinued in 1975. In 1970, International would introduce the Cargo Star. The Cargo Star was a forward-control cab-over-engine medium-duty series. Replacing the cab-over-engine Lodestar models, the Cargo Star had an improved cab and heavier models. The Cargo Star's maneuverability made it useful in cities as straight trucks. Larger models could be local semi-tractors. The Cargo Star was discontinued in 1986. Not too long after the Cargo Star made its debut, the Transtar 4200 and 4300 would begin production. The Transtar was a heavy-duty long-hood conventional. It had a new cab that would also be used by the new Paystar. A large forward-tilting rectangular hood had a very large grille area. The Transtar was used as a semi-tractor for local construction, regional hauling, and long-distance over-the-road trucking. In 1985, the Transtar was renamed the 9370. Then came the Paystar 5000. The Paystar was a severe service conventional, introduced in 1972. It used the same cab as the Transtar 4200, 4300, and had a long, rectangular hood. It had a setback front axle with a butterfly hood and flat diamond plate fenders. In 1973, a set-forward front axle model with a tilting fiberglass hood was added. The Paystar was commonly used for straight trucks like heavy-duty dump trucks, concrete mixers, and off-road fire apparatus. The Paystar was built with few changes until replaced by the new generation 5000i series in 1999. Towards the end of the 70s, International would come out with the S series. The S series was a range of medium and heavy-duty conventional trucks that were introduced in 1977 to replace and widen the Lodestar and Fleetstar lines. It used a new cab with flat panels and forward-tilting hood in different lengths. The series was very wide, from the medium-duty 1600 to the regional semi-tractor 2500 and severe service 2600. In 1988, medium-duty production ended, replaced by the 4000 series. Other models were replaced between then and when the last Schoolmaster was built in 2004. In the early 80s, they would come out with the CO9000. The CO 9000 series was a heavy-duty cab-over-engine highway tractor, introduced in 1981 to replace the Transtar 2. A setback model was introduced in 1988. Production ended in 1998. A few years later, the 9000i series would be presented. The 9000i series are heavy-duty semi-tractors. They were introduced in 1984 as an update of the Transtar 4200 and 4300, which they replaced. The 4200, 4300, 9000i design remained largely unchanged from their introduction in 1970 until replaced by the new generation 9000i series in 1999. The 9000i were almost exclusively used as semi-tractors, but a few straight trucks were built. They used an aluminum day cab, also used by the Paystar 5000 conventional, and had a long rectangular hood. Most were set forward front axle models, but in 1989, a setback front axle with a lower profile hood was introduced. When used for long distances, an external box type sleeper could be fitted. The long hood and large grille area allowed the largest highway engines to be used. Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit diesel engines were available with up to 480 horsepower. Fuller manual transmissions with 5 to 15 speeds were available. Single and tandem rear axles were available. The next series wouldn't come until 1987 with the 8000 series. The 8000 series were heavy-duty semi-tractors. They used an S-series cab with a low-profile hood. A setback front axle allowed the front fenders to be tapered and low drag. A less aerodynamic short hood, similar to the 4000 series, was used when overall length was important. Intended for regional highway use with high fuel efficiency, there is a very wide range of aerodynamic aids for both short and long hood models. A similar mid-range 7100 was available from 1989 to 1990. The 8000 series was replaced by the new generation vehicle 8000 series in 2002. Next came the 4000 series in 1988. The 4000 series were medium-duty trucks. They used an S-series cab with a new low-profile hood that improved driver visibility and reduced air resistance. Day and crew cabs were available. They were commonly used for local delivery and vocational work, but there was also semi-tractor, service, and specialty models. They would be replaced by the new generation vehicle 4000 series in 2001. In 1995, the 5000i series was introduced, later to be known as the Paystar 5000. The Paystar 5000 is a severe service truck. It uses the same cab used by the 9000i. It is only available as a day cab. It has a wide range of models, with both straight and semi-tractor models. The Paystar was replaced by the HX in 2016. In 2000, the 9000i, a heavy-duty semi-tractor, was introduced. It uses an aluminum cab, also used by the 5000i, Paystar, and had a long rectangular hood. It is available as a day cab and with sleepers. The long hood allowed high-power engines to be used. The following year, the 4400 series and the 7000 series were introduced. The 4400 series was introduced in 2001, but was later renamed the Durastar in 2008. The Durastar is a medium-duty truck. They have the new generation vehicle, all-steel cab, available as day, extended, and crew cab models. The Durastar was replaced by the MB in 2018. As for the 7000 series, it was also renamed in 2008 to the Workstar. The Workstar is a heavy-duty truck. They have the new generation vehicle, all-steel cab, available as day, extended, and crew cab models. The Workstar was later replaced by the HX in 2016. The following year, the 8000 series was put into production, originally named the 8000 series, but was later renamed the Transtar in 2007. The Transtar is a heavy-duty highway semi-tractor with a low drag hood. They have the new generation vehicle all-steel cab, available as day and extended cab models. It was intended for regional use and has no high horsepower or sleeper models. In 2006, the ProStar, a heavy-duty highway semi-tractor, was introduced. It uses the NGV cab, introduced in 2001, and a low drag hood. It is intended for long-distance use and has high horsepower and sleeper models. The ProStar was replaced by the LT in 2017. A couple of years later, they would also come out with the International Lodestar, a Class 8 semi-trailer truck that was powered by the Cummins X15. As of recent, International has come out with the HX series, a lineup for severe duty trucks that were introduced in 2016 to replace the Paystar. The HX uses the same cab and hood the Paystar used. The series has a wide range of models, with both straight and semi-tractor models. 2017 was a pretty big year with International, as they introduced the HV, LT, and RH series. The HV series are severe duty trucks to replace the Workstar. They use the improved NGV cab with single-door windows. Primarily a vocational straight truck, they are often used as dump and concrete mixer trucks. The LT series are heavy-duty semi-tractors meant to replace the ProStar. They use the improved NGV cab with single-door windows and a low-drag hood. They can have a high-power engine and are meant for long-distance highway use. The RH series are heavy-duty semi-tractors to replace the Transtar. They use the improved NGV cab with single-door windows. The following year, they would debut their MV and CV series. The MV series are medium-duty trucks that were introduced in 2018 to replace the Durastar. They use the improved NGV cab with single-door windows. They are commonly used for local delivery, utility, and vocational work. The CV series are medium-duty trucks and developed in a joint venture with General Motors, which markets the vehicle as the Silverado 4500 HD, 5500 HD, and 6500 HD. It is an entirely new truck with its own cab and styling. It is marketed as tow, dump, service, and utility trucks. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed taking a look at some international trucks. Before you leave, like the video, subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell, and comment below. What did you think of some of these international trucks? Need new parts for your rig? Check out our website at jackschromeshop.com, as we have a wide variety of products. If you can't find what you're looking for, give us a call or send us an email and we'll help you find what you need. Thanks again guys for watching. I'll see you next time, and remember, if your rig don't shine, you don't know Jack.